Have to get away from the Babylon. Get away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
My new YouTubians. Yes, I am back with this is just going to be literally a chit chat with me type of video. Just trying to show you some of these are yellow underneath, and we're going to do some plant care. This is my sister's plant. It has gotten worse since she first brung it, and yeah, so we're just going to do some new. Look, you see that big old yellow? Oh, for some reason, it seems like this winter they're not really happy. Last winter they were good. Look how crispy this is. Like, why is she crispy like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, not my baby, my ponytail palm. I've been watering them just a little less because it's winter. This is my newest, my raindrop. It's called a pepperonia. Those came off, but as you can see, there's new buds on there. Snake plant is doing good. The snake plants are actually tough. And then we got her. I need to do some cleaning up down in there. And my mascane. I just cut some of those off down at the bottom, and there's still some yellowing. As you can see, the dirt isn't even, well, it's dry, but it's not really dry. It looks good. And here goes my bonsai, my ginger ficus bonsai. I want to cut those big leaves off. I don't know if you guys can see, but the little babies, they started sprouting. You see, little babies. So I'm gonna, when I first got this, I was scared to cut every last leaf off, but like the guy said in that one video, he foliaged his, and they grew back, and they do. It didn't take that long, but they are very delicate. They will fall off if you just touch them, you know, hard. Thing 1 and thing 2, I showed you thing 2. Here goes the Prince. What is this, Prince? Yeah, that's Prince. Doing very well. Very well. Another Dracenia. One of these plants are not my plant. It's actually my sister's plant, and she brought it to me because it was sick. I tried to, you know, give it some life, and it seemed like it just got worse. Which the plant is not a plant that I have, but it's in a family of a couple plants that I have. But I do good with those. I don't know. I think maybe her soil may need switched. So if that's the case, then I'll just switch the soil out, and hopefully that'll do the trick. I'm going to have to do a whole lot more cutting back on it because a lot of it died since I first pruned it, which was probably like a month and a half ago. So I brought my laptop because I'm not totally sure. You know what I'm saying? I might need to look something up. So if I do need to look something up, if you guys see me looking down or anything, that's what I'm doing. How is everyone doing? Okay? I know I'm trying to run stuff down. I'm trying to get this recording done. Happy 2022. Okay? And I do air quotes because I have my reasonings. If you're not following me on my podcast, if you see something smoking, it's my sage, sorry. If you're not following me on my podcast, which you can listen to me on Spotify, if you have that app, or if you have Anchor, which is a streaming podcast where people can make their own podcast. I'm just testing the waters with things, trying new stuff, trying to network myself. Please go follow me on there. My name is Legendary Listeners. Well, the name of my podcast is Legendary Listeners. Of course, it'll be a photo of me so that you know it's me. And yeah, go check it out. Also, I have a business page on Facebook and Instagram for my essential oils. Make sure you go subscribe to those if you will. Thank you for your support. And thank you to those who already do support. It is much appreciated. You understand? It really is. Just you liking or whatever, hearting, whatever. It's appreciated a lot. Okay, so I bought some new what do you want to call these? Groomers, shears, I don't know. You hear how sharp them things are? Some stuff just came out on my laptop.
Oh my god.
Anyway, yeah, I bought some new ones and I love these things. They make clean, precise cuts, nice and sharp. When I cut my flowers that are up here, my dude bought me those. When I cut, you know, you gotta cut the stems when you get them before you put them in water. Nice and clean, straight through cut. No hesitation, no troubles. So these are like little miniature ones. They have, of course, garden shears that are bigger, but these are perfect for someone who has an in-house garden, such as myself, for now. Anyway, I love them, and they have a lifetime guarantee. You cannot beat that. I think they were like $13, $14 maybe at Home Depot. So yeah, what made me get that is the fact that I am trying to do the bonsai thing, and I noticed every person that I watch who's bonsaiing has these really sharp, you know, because you're going to need them. It's like a small tree. You're cutting limbs. You don't want to saw, which I think I've made that mistake. Even in past videos, I know you guys see me doing some grooming, and I, yeah, was sawing the heck out of stuff.
Oh my god.
It had a lot to do with why it didn't propagate. It's an old video, propagation. I was just learning stuff. Okay. So what we're going to do here, this is prints, okay? Sorry. I still have my Christmas, well, winter decor inside of my plants, so yeah. This is prints here, okay? He's nice and dry, so he's definitely due for a watering. See that? Kicking up dust, giving him up. It's like, so listen, I really don't have much to prune here. I think I need to just water him. Even down at the stem, which is when I was like, let me cut this off to see if that will help in the growth of this plant, and it did. As I feel like I had this plant for a very, very long time, and I mean years, like almost probably 10 years. I'm not sure. I had it for a long time, and I felt like the growth of it was never going anywhere. Now that I cut the dead off of the stems, it's definitely growing. I see growth. So, and this is in the Dracenia family, as this one plant that you're going to see that I told you was my sister's plant. So, I'll just take this out for now, because all of these are going to get watered today and fed. Here's thing 1. I have thing 1 and thing 2 because this was one plant, but I split them into 2, and I have another pot like this, just in blue color, and I named them thing 1 and thing 2. Looks like since I split them, there's 3 plants in here. 1, 2, 3. I could split them again, but I'm not going to. I'm going to just leave this alone, let it blossom and bloom into however thick it's going to get. And yeah, so I'm going to just leave thing 1 and thing 2 alone as far as splitting. I'm not going to do any more of that. I don't want to do too much of that because I'm still new to the snake plant life, which also is a succulent, which I did not know, and I do well with it, but other succulents I suck at, okay? Literally. So I just cut off some of the crispy that was on the inside, tried to get down there as much as possible. This one's blooming babies. Well, I can't say blooming, but this one's blooming like flower. This one's producing babies. I wish this light was like underneath of here. So again, dry. I'm just going to water and feed them. Not much pruning here, so not really much to see here. I do notice that it has a spot on one of the leaves, and it's very transparent. I'm checking to see if there's any bugs down on the inside, because these are so common to get bugs down the inside. They eat the plant. You know, it's bad. You don't want to get infestation with these because it's kind of hard to clean that up. But the dirt's looking good. It is dry, like I said. Some of the leaves have some dry on it, but nothing to cause alarm to make me want to cut it or anything. So, my bonsai. This is a ginger ficus bonsai. what gives it away is the root, which is above the dirt, and it looks like a ginger root, honestly. So what I'm going to do here is cut these big leaves off, okay? I also want to tell you guys, I'm going to be in and out with the conversation, like pausing the camera, so you gotta excuse me. Ooh, I hope I didn't hurt that. I cut some more of the branches. There is a front and back to a bonsai. I think I know where it's at. I'm trying to see it from the top too. So the top kind of doesn't match the root that I want to be exposed as the front. So I'm kind of not tampering too much because I don't want to mess it up. I do eventually want to change this pot and put it in a more shallow pot when this gets bigger. I want these roots, if you can see in here, there's roots in here that's like growing down into the dirt, which is how I planted it. But I want these roots to get bigger and they'll eventually get this thick over time, of course. So I'm kind of training it to give it that realistic tree with a bunch of vines. I have an image in my head. It's hard to explain. I seen it on this guy's page that he does bonsai. You know, he does the bonsai. So next, what I'm going to do, I just tested the water. I have a mix of moss in here and river rocks with the dirt for proper drainage because it does need drainage. And this pot does not have drainage holes. Well, it does, but it's only one. And this is kind of dry, so not too much. I'm not going to water it over water it though. Okay, so next, Mass Cane. I call him Cane just because his name is Cane. This needs some pruning. I'm definitely going to cut off these yellowing leaves down at the base here. I swear I hate cutting leaves away. I really do. It does something to me. But if they're dead, what are you to do, right? But it's disturbing. Okay, that was a nice. At one point, was a nice leaf. So here we have some browning at the tips, and then also here it's ripped. So what I'm gonna do is cut all of that off. It hurts, I know. I'm probably cutting it wrong, but I want to kind of keep the natural point shape. So I fold it in half because the leaves are big and this isn't long. And I'm trying to cut it like that so when it unfolds, there's still that point at the tip, like it's naturally supposed to be, but probably not the exact same. This is browning, cut that, more browning. You know what's, it smells so good when you cut the leaves of a plant. It smells so good. The ivy tree. She is dry, as you can see, crisping. I have to cut that off. Her dirt is not completely dry. Well, it is dry, but it's not starving like dust. Dust dry. So I'm trying to get it clear so y'all can see what I'm doing. I'm going to, ooh, look, that snapped right off, right from the middle. From right here. Nice clean break too. I want this to be more of a compact like plant. So I need to start basically compacting it. This is a nodule right here where something else can grow out. These plants have nodules where you can see actually where the extension will grow from. And when they come off, they break off nice and clean. So I like that. So I think what I'm going to do is cut these off and let them start anew. Because, yeah, a majority of them are looking dry. You know what I mean? Oh, poor plant. Look at it. I've been wanting to cry when my plants look down and sad. I'm going to leave these on here because they're not crispy. And the stems are not, these are not dry either. You see that? That's not dry either. Now for this is all I'm going to do. And also I'm going to water and feed this one as well. Here's thing 2. My other snake. For some reason my pot was chipped and no one knows how or why. You know how that goes. My peperonia, aka raindrop. As you see why these are easy to fall off. I believe this is a succulent too. I did not realize that when I purchased it. They fall off. It's almost like if you overwater it, these get heavy and they just droop and they fall right off, snap, like clean. So I don't want to do that. I left this in the original pot that it was in for now because I did not want to startle it and I'm new to the care of this. The dirt is dry but not tearing up dry. So also I'm going to give this a watering and not do much pruning with this because there's not really much to prune. Hopefully in the summer or the spring I start to see some type of growth and change. I know when, like, I don't know if you guys can see that, it's like really tiny right here. There's one like trying to peek up out of there. Same here. See it? Yeah, so there's one there. The other ones had one trying to peek out too, but they seem to not have made it. So I'm gonna give this a clean chopping. Okay, I think that's all I'm gonna do for this one. And then, yeah, I'm gonna leave those little chop ones down to like chop edges down there. Maybe it'll root and grab on. Watering and feeding again. This is Princess, the ponytail palm. Okay, that is her name. We have a prince and a princess. Excuse me. As you see, she is not liking winter this year. I don't know what's going on. She's very dry and crispy. And the same as the other plant, I just pruned her probably like over a month ago. And it seemed like her crispiness has just become more. So of course what we're going to do here is cut the crispiness. We don't like crispy. Just looking like you need lotion. Okay? The dry off so that it can concentrate on repairing its health. Cut it down to where it starts to yellow, not just where it is dry. Because obviously the yellow is a sign of, you know, it's being attacked of it. Almost like the Dracenia, I want to cut all of the beef. This is the beef to me. They got beef. Cut all these dead pieces off and expose the fresh. It seems to promote better growth. Oh, that smell. I love it. My princess ponytail palm has never been this short, like, except for when I first got it. Once she started growing, she took off, and this is the very first setback I've ever had with this plant. And the only thing different is the weather. This is a tropical plant, so we got to keep that in mind too. It's not always exposed to the temperatures that it needs to be exposed to, or the hours of sun that it needs to be exposed to. I think that was what my problem was with my majestic palms, but because they were so big, I couldn't put them in my plant area because I had absolutely no room. Like, we wouldn't be able to walk through there if I did. My little plant area is like a little nook in my apartment. It's actually where the closet is for like coats and stuff, but it's like this weird space. Like, if it was more room, you can almost put a chair in there and sit amongst the plants and relax. I wish I could, but it's not enough room. It's literally like a walkthrough. But it's the perfect spot for the plants because that's the best lighting through the window, especially for the morning sun, which I personally believe is the best sun. It's not as hard as the afternoon and evening, sun, which causes your plants to burn. The best time to water plants also is in the evening when the sun is down, so that any drops that are left on the plants do not burn the leaves. You don't want your foliage to have spots on it. That's just in my personal experience and my own personal preference. Now, in the winter, I guess it don't matter because the sun isn't that hot in the winter. You know what I mean? As opposed to the spring or the summer sun. Oh, my poor baby. Look at her. Looking like Edward Scissorhands here. This looks like Edward Scissorhands haircut. Some of y'all thought Ed was fine with his crazy looking self. Don't ask me why I said that, I just said it. Here we go with my asparagus fern. I named this one Ferdinand because Ferdinand, I don't know. So this is Ferdinand. And as you see, Ferdinand needs some pruning, okay? Is cutting off. No, I'm doing something. I don't know who this little girl thinks she is or who she thinks I am. So, this is not, I don't mind doing this, but it's not my favorite. But it has to get done, if you want to see growth. So, of course, that's what we want. What movie she's watching?
Are you filming this?
Yep. And she in the background talking about, come here. What, Siani?
Come here.
Okay, sorry about that, y'all. So, I think that this time around, because this Ferdinand is wild, okay? It is very uneven. It's growing, it has sporadic lengths to it, like if you need your hair cut. I have never given this a haircut. I didn't want to tamper with it. We've been through some ups and downs. One time it was looking like a whole bale of hay, and he comes back strong. So what I'm going to do is cut the brown pieces out, of course, and then I'm just going to go around and I'm going to trim all of it as even as possible. Okay, so you see all that? I want that out of there so bad. It like irks me. This is Queen Mother, okay? Queen Mother, because that's what she is. She's very hard to destroy, and she's just beautiful like a queen. So this is Queen Mother. Look, nice clean break. Wonder how long the vine will be. Let's see. Why not do it now, right? I think this may be like one of my top plants. Not maybe, it is one of my top. Because I just love the vines. You can decorate your house with this, literally. And they're very easy to maintain. They you know, they're strong and they're pretty. Like, look at this. Just from it, let me see. Right there, no light. Okay. Just from these laying on dirt, they started rooting, but I didn't let it, sit on the dirt. There's so many root. Let me get it. You see these roots down here? They tried to start. I don't particularly care for how they look. You know what I'm saying? But they're just closed off, like they're healed, like a scab. But when I had the plant, I had it twirled in the pot before I set it up on the sticks to grow up like a vine, because I do want it to be a vine. If you twirl it in the pot, it'll grow in the pot like in a swirl. You won't be able to pull it out the pot to make a vine. I hope that made sense. So I don't want it to grow like that. I see, like I said, it started rooting, so I had to pull them away from the dirt and put a stick in here that will hold it, up off the dirt. Because I eventually want this to get like really long so that I can lay it in my living room, like along the TV stand or whatever, however I want to do it, and have it going up the wall, or just get bit longer sticks to put in here and let grow up. And then these are also easy to break off and share. You know what I mean? They root really nice. They do not take long to root at all. Like in a week, you will definitely see a root with this. So yeah, I just love this plant so much. I have to connect my sticks because not all the sticks have the hooks on it that I need it to have. So You know, people be buying and ordering them sticks to keep the plants up. And I said, I'll be damn, like, I'm gonna go right outside and get some sticks. Some real wood sticks that the plants probably like anyway. Like for free. Like, get out of here. I dare me go buy them stilt things. I wish I would. They always trying to, like, get... So anyway, let me stop before I get in my feelings. Just pretty. Like, I love her. Queen mother, y'all. Queen mother. Lovely. Baby. I got a lot of queens here. Okay. So what I'm doing is just looking for dead foliage, which is very minimal, but I do see more than I would like of the leaves yellowing at the base. But I separated that one, and this one grew from that. And it's been a minute that it's been in the pot separate, and sprouted a baby this year. So again, another plant. This is a spider plant that is good for sharing. These are easy to root as well. This didn't need much pruning, as much as I thought it did. So it was just that one side, and that one side has been consistently away from my grow lights. So when I go to put it back, I'm just going to make sure I turn it so that that side can get some of the light too. I don't want it to, you know, be good on one side and unhealthy or whatever on the other, or not growing at the same speed as the other side. Look at that. This looks so nice. Let me show y'all. That looks so healthy. It's like a head of cabbage. Nice and white and strong, firm. Just pretty. Pretty. You can see a couple, it's like probably 3 bunches in there. 1, 2, 3. But I don't see me separating this plant for a while. I like how it's becoming very full and is very firm. They don't feel wilted. And it's very little dead, you know. It's thriving in this pot. It's funny because this pot has no holes. Let me see. This dirt is dry. Yep, dry all the way through, basically. Yeah. This is what I'm peeling off. It's like how light, like, this is, it made me think about someone who has a bad nail. I'm peeling all this all the way down, and look how it revealed the healthy part of the stalk. It's nice and firm still. Like this, I wouldn't be so quick to throw it out. You know what I mean? I would see if I could save it first and peel off this, all this stuff. And I'm gonna rake all this up, of course, like I said. Yeah, peel, look how it's coming off. Like, and it's very moist, almost wet. So you can see it just like it had too much, it sucked up too much of something. So the more I peeled away, I started realizing I needed to peel away at the top, and I see mold. So this plant is most likely done for, unfortunately, because once mold, you know, takes over, it is really, that's it. What is this, a pew? But that sucks, because like I said, this is kind of still good down in here. I would cut this off to see if it's moldy inside of down in the stem, but it probably is. And I'm going to get her permission first before I can do that, because that's extensive altering. You know what I mean? She most likely will probably tell me I can, but like I said, I'm going to ask first. But just to get a more clear picture, you can see that it's fuzzy, if it'll focus. Yeah, you can see that it's fuzzy. That sucks. Also, with that being, as you see, that is the reason I cut this one last, because I seen signs of a fungus, and this can easily transfer from one plant to another if you do not clean your shears off. So it's very important to do that, and I do that with apple cider vinegar or just distilled vinegar. Either one is good. They're both, good for disinfecting, especially the white vinegar. So I'm going to just clean this up. Also, I cannot put this with the rest of the plants either, because mold is a living spore, and once it travels in the air, it can latch onto your other plants and infect your other plants as well. Same thing goes with the fungus for like dirt. If you ever had a dirt that was moist too long in your plants, you start to see mushrooms grow out of it. And then if you keep it next to your healthy plants, you'll start to see mushrooms growing out of their soil as well, which is a fungus. So that stuff will kill your plants off. So unfortunately, I'm gonna have to separate this plant, put it in a window that gives off light, just keep it separate from my other plants, and inform my sister what's going on. I'm probably gonna end up doing away with it because, like I said, at this point, the mold got to it. So, and that happened because I don't see the mold down on the stem, but I see it here, which tells me from it being watered up top, and the leaves, the way the shape of the leaves are, the water sat inside, which kept it moist too long. That is very common with these type of plants, Dracenia plants, because of how the leaves sit. And it's not out in its natural habitat, of course. The air would dry it, but if it's in the house, it takes longer to dry. The water sits there and it starts to, grow mold. So I'm gonna let her know what's going on, and like I said, for the rest of these plants, they were all pruned today, and I'm going to water and feed them and then put them back into their nestled little spots. I thank you guys for joining me for this video. Please excuse my toddler in the background. She couldn't help herself to make her appearance. You guys know how that goes. And I will try to upload more. Do not forget to check out my podcast on Spotify under Legendary Leos, or if you have the Anchor app under Legendary Listeners, sorry. And then my business page for my essential oils, which is also on Facebook and Instagram under Essential Silks. Thank you guys, and love you. Bye. Say bye.